Today I want to show you my final lab assignment that I'm doing by myself. This is the serving game. It is for lab 6. We're making a cooking sort of game. So here, let me show you around. So here's the title screen, and let's just click enter. Alright, so here's the game. So basically, what you want to do in this game is you'll get an order and you'll want to pick it up and bring it back to get another order, and keep doing that till the time limit ends and try to get a high score. So here's our character, and let's go to tree stump and pick up the order. Okay, we gotta find fries. Let's see, where could fries be? There's the fries. Okay, we got the fries. Let's get another order. Ooh, we have to do this. Oh, sushi, it's right here. Got that. Okay. Let's see, we got a drink. Let's see if we can find the drink. Gotta search a whole map for these. Oh, there's a drink. Okay, let's grab another order. Let's go. Chocolate bar. I feel it's down here. Right, yeah, okay. Good chocolate bar. Let's see if we can get one more, hopefully, for time limit. Okay, bottle. Oh, right here. Let's go. Can you get one more? Sushi? Oh, we got the sushi. Let's go. That's 6. Okay, we got a final score of 600. Let's go. Whew. Haven't got past that yet, but, maybe you guys can try and see if you get past that score. But anyways, that's the game, and now let's take a deep dive into the code. Alright, I'm back, and now let's just take a look at this game real quick. So the first thing in the game, when you pop it open, is you get to the title screen, right? So here's the title screen, and it's its own separate map. So it's called the menu map, and basically this title screen, you possess just a pawn that has a few things like enter to start the level. So let's open that real quick. So menu pawn. Okay, so yeah, it basically has nothing on it. It's just an empty pawn with a music for the background right here. And here's the code. So basically, quit or escape to quit the game. When it starts, it just puts up the UI elements and plays the animation to fade in. And once it's faded in, if you press enter, it'll fade out and you will go to it'll open the next level. So yeah, that's the basics of this. Why Windows? Okay, there you go. Quit that. Okay, there we go. So that's the player pawn, and basically, yeah. Let's open the level blueprint real quick. As you can see, event play, it just moves the camera to the one in the environment, and it adds a shake. So you get that just little wobble effect on the camera. So now let's go to the main game, the actual gameplay part, and this is the main game level. Okay, and so let's just break this down real quick. So when you start the game, you possess a different character. So in this case, it's the player pawn. Player pawn is this little robot looking guy right here, and basically, let's break this down. So you got the hitbox, and this is just the collision, so you don't go through objects and stuff. You also have a camera, so you can see yourself, right? The collection radius, so the other just collision box, so that if an object's in there, it detects it and stuff. You got the audio for the music in this level, and the sprite, my little robot guy. I used my own sprites for this, and it's just like a flip book of just the sprites. So that's the player character, and yeah, actually let's just open up the Minecraft real quick. Okay, so we got the basic things like quit game, and Yeah, that's a standard. Here's a movement thing. So basically, you press inputs in the up directions, and it just adds movement. And if it's in the horizontal direction, it adds horizontal movement. And to get the sprites to change, I have a little enum with different values right here, player action. So idle, moving forward, back, left, right. And that just sets it so you know which like movement flip book to set. And yeah, so let's see, event tick. Okay, so constant camera shake still, and then next thing it does is it sets the animation like the flip book. So if there's movement, it sets it to the current moving one. If there's no movement, it sets it back to idle and then updates the animation. So here's a animation updating thing. It just gets the current action and then sets it to different footbooks and stuff. Let's see. Okay, when the game starts, it fades in. The audio fades in, and then it sets the order and stuff in the background, adds the HUD, and yeah, that's what that does. Let's see. Okay, let's look at the level blueprint real quick, and then I'll explain more stuff. Okay, level blueprint, right? This part I didn't organize at all, but that's okay because I know what's going on. So let's see. Okay, so when the game level opens, right, it does some stuff. Like it binds an event for the ending, the score camera. So what the camera is set to. Score camera is this little thingy. So at the end you see your score. Yeah, and it has that as a background. So yeah, I just get a reference to that here in the beginning. I fade from black, and I play the fading animation, and then I remove the black thing. So yeah, so basically when you start the game, right, everything's loaded up. Okay, music, you got everything. So basically, first thing you do is you hit this hitbox and it starts the order thing. So as you can see, there's a hitbox right here, or the trigger, and when you hit that, it casts the player and then asks for what, like if they have the ingredient yet, and if they don't, then it just sets the game, starts it off, starts the timer, makes that active, does a little text on the GUI. So let me open the GUIs real quick so you can see. Let's see, which GUI? Let me say it's game HUD. Okay. So yeah, here's the game HUD. It opens this up and it sets the text up here. It says currently serving, but it sets it to pickup order, so you know what you have to do, and it sets the timer to active, as you can see here. Let's see. This is just a event to set the text, constructs it when it sets up this UI. Event tick, so every tick it just messes with the timer, like decreases it, and here's where it sets the format for the timer, and here's where it adds the score to the game. So basically all this is doing is just getting the game ready, setting some text, setting things visible and invisible, and yeah, so you hit that, starts it, and then it'll go in this path every time you hit that again. So if you have an ingredient, then it sets the ingredient false and then puts up the new ingredient. Yeah, it's basically what that thing does. And like every time, it also runs this for here to randomize the next order. That's pretty much that part. There's so much to explain, but I'm just gonna go just a little more explanation, and I'm just gonna give up. So yeah, once it chooses the random thing, it has to spawn it in the world, and it spawns the actor for it and updates the display. So now we're almost done here. Now there's two actors I got here. I got the current ingredient for display, which could be in the world or also on the HUD, and then the older, like previous order for display. So as you may notice when you're playing the game, you got this 3D looking just version of an object floating in the HUD. So to do that, I actually set up a render target, and I rendered a version of a actor just under the stage, so it's constantly rendering. So let's just play this real quick. So we get that, so it's an egg, right? Now let's eject it so we can see. As you can see under here, now it's an egg, and the camera is invisible, but it's looking down on the egg. So that's how I do that, and basically that's how it shows up on the HUD. Open up the HUD real quick. Oh my gosh, where's the HUD? Well, it makes a render target here, and I have to inverse the alpha so you can actually see it. And yeah, that's how it shows up in the HUD. And it just randomly spawns things in the world, and each one of these has a hitbox. You hit that box, and then it just checks some things, make sure it sets values, and the player destroys it. Opens up the notification widget, like animation, sets the text so you know to pick up the next item, turns off the visibility of the object in the HUD, adds the score, and then it calls this value to remove the old HUD. And to make sure that this always changes with the next object, right here every frame, which I could probably change, add some rotation, and then it finds from the player the current order type, and depending on what it is, it sets the mesh on the object. So yeah, and then this one's just like the previous, literally the same thing, except for just is a previous actor thing. Yeah. And so yeah, once you finish the game, once the timer ends, let's see. Once the timer ends, it plays this event, removes all the widgets, it gets the score camera set. It says you're not playing anymore, so you can't activate the character. It sets a new widget and plays the fade in animation to the camera, and that's what it does, and that's my whole project, and that's what I spent like 10 hours on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was super long, but yeah, it was cool. It was pretty cool.